bloody chuffed. Let's do it.
Merry Christmas.
So, happy December, everybody. I want to wish everybody a happy holiday, whatever it is that you celebrate. I love this season. I love Christmas. And I'm very excited to see my very first December Video Games Monthly box. It's a little bit late, but it's here. I cannot wait to see what's in it. It is heavy. So I don't know if that means I got maybe a 1 or 2 up or something, or maybe it's more NES games than Atari games than it's been, but it's pretty hefty. So let's do it. I did see that they have new cards. Oh, so I got a 1-up. So they've kind of taken the other cards, I guess 3 cards it was, and they've made different versions of it. So if you get a 1-up or 2-up, now you just get this card. So I have a 1-up, that's sweet, and it has the, update your library, chance to win games if you post to social media, so nice. I think this is our monthly trinket. Hell yeah, so I saw people were getting these. Are these stickers? I want to put these on my wall. But I got Wario. It's like a Christmas, decorate the Mario character. Very happy that I got Wario. That is sweet. So 2 NES, 3 NES, and 3 Atari. Perfect. As per usual, we will start with the Atari games. I'm still waiting to get some horrible trash from Atari. I know a lot of trash exists in that catalog, but so far, for the most part, everything I've gotten for the Atari has been pretty stellar. So we're gonna do the first Atari game. I always forget which way's up. But let's do first one. What we got? It is volleyball. Real sports volleyball. So there it is. The only volleyball game, okay, so there's a couple of volleyball games I can think of that I've ever played. There was the Dead or Alive volleyball, and then what was that called on the NES, where it was like the River City Ransom characters, Super Dodgeball. I've played that too. I don't know how I expect how well I expect volleyball on the Atari to run, but we shall see. Real Sports Volleyball was released in 1982, developed and published by Atari. This is actually a pretty sweet game of volleyball. I didn't think I was going to like it very much, but I ended up having a really good time. The biggest problem I had is I swear there's an area on the court that I just can't get to the ball, but it still counts as me losing the point. I'm not sure what's going on there. I've got to play with it some more, but I did thoroughly enjoy my time with it. If you like simple sports games on the Atari, I definitely recommend it. I'm going to come back to this one and play it some more. Alright, next Atari game. We have, bam, Space War? I know I've heard of this game, but off the top of my head, I cannot place what it is. Pretty cool artwork. I do love this 70s Atari picture labels. Space War. I'm very curious now because there were so many different space games back in the day. I am just not sure. Can't remember what this one is, so very excited to check that out. Space War was developed and published by Atari in 1978. And it's alright. When I first booted it up, I thought it was just a 2-player only game like Combat, but the more I went through the game select, I did find that there was some single-player variations that seemed to revolve around me trying to collect the ball flying around the screen. It was okay. It was fun for a little bit. I can see the 2-player modes where you're trying to shoot each other being a lot of fun. I wish I had some friends, but alas, I do not. But it's all right. It's not what I thought it was going to be, but I'm happy to have it in my collection, and it's one that I'll definitely play at least a little bit more. All right, third Atari game. We have Sword Quest. Can't read the bottom there. Oh, Sword Quest Earthworld. So I've never played any of these games, but I know, I think, is this the one that always keeps getting re-released in all the Atari collections? I can't remember, it might be all of them, but I've never played any of these. Let me know, what do you guys think? Are these good games? 3 more for the collection. I believe, I'll have to check to make sure, but I believe that brings me over 50 in my Atari collection, so very awesome. Sword Quest Earthworld was released in 1982, developed and published by Atari. This is the first in the Sword Quest series. Out of 4 planned games, I guess only 3 came out. I did not exactly know how to play. I did not look at the manual. I started the game and I just kept going down, and then I eventually got a screen that looked like I won. I'm not sure. Looks like you collect items. I then got to this room where it's kind of like Frogger, where I'm trying to avoid the lines. I eventually got to the other side, and I think I picked up some things. I got to another like Frogger-like room where you ride these little pieces up the screen, like you have to jump on them like the logs in Frogger. I'm not really sure what I was doing, but I'm intrigued, and I'm definitely going to look at a manual and see if I can figure out how to play it, because I can see how there is fun to be had here. I just need to learn what the heck I'm doing. All right, now we got 3 NES. Let's hope for some bangers. So first up, we have Tetris 2. Very nice. I have Tetris 2 on the Super NES. I'm not big on Tetris 2. I bought Tetris 2 for the Super NES because it was very cheap, and I wanted to have something to start my collection. It was the very first game I got. It was very, very cheap. I actually had the NES version of this when I was a wee lad. I remember playing it a lot when I was a kid, but I always preferred the original Tetris. It's kind of a disappointment, the use of bombs and stuff. It's not very Tetris-like. But I have played some of the Super NES version in the last few months, and it's all right. This is definitely... I'm probably going to play this one more just for the nostalgia factor and the fact that I owned it when I was a kid. So, good start, Tetris 2. Tetris 2 was released for the NES in 1993. It was published by Nintendo and produced by the legendary Gunpei Yokoi, which I didn't know until I just looked this up. I know I seemed pretty down on Tetris 2 in the unboxing footage, and I'm not sure why. Like I said previously, I bought this game for the Super NES because it was very cheap and I just wanted a game to have in my collection. And I played it and I didn't enjoy myself very much. I don't know if I was just in a bad mood that day or what, but I actually had a pretty good time with this. It's not Tetris. It's more akin to Dr. Mario, but I ended up playing this for much longer than I expected to, and I got much further in this version than I did in the Super NES version. I don't know what that's all about. I'll need to go back to that version. But if you like puzzle games, especially if you like puzzle games in the vein of Dr. Mario, yeah, check this one out. It's not as iconic or engaging, I don't think, in my personal opinion, as the actual original Tetris, but for what this is, it's actually pretty good. And I'm definitely going to be coming back to this one and see how far I can get. Up next, we have what is that, Track and Field 2? I can't read. Yes, Konami's Track and Field 2. I think I have the first Track and Field, or I might have it on the Famicom. I can't remember off the top of my head. Not my favorite. There are some of the like athletic games that I enjoy. The like Winter Games and stuff, but I've never played the second one, I don't think, but the first one is not one of my favorites. But very happy to add to the collection. As I do love collecting classic Konami NES fare before Konami went completely evil. So there we go, Track and Field 2, not bad. Track and Field 2 was published and developed by Konami in 1989. First thing I'll say is that I was able to jump into my first game and win. That is not very common for me in these type of games. It usually takes me a while to figure out what the heck I'm doing to have any success. But I won fencing. I am the king and champion of the day. Besides that, I actually had a lot more fun with this than I thought. I really like the graphics. I like the big characters. They look really nice. I enjoyed every event that I tried. I only tried a few to get footage for this and to get first impressions, but it was actually a lot better than I expected. I had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to going through all the events and checking out what all this game has to offer. Also, the music, really good. I really, really like the music. And then, so that we should have one more, right? Yep, one more. Let's go out with a bang. Merry Christmas to me, right, VGM? Merry Christmas and a bam! Silent Service. So, I don't remember much about this game. I know it is another very inexpensive game. I can't remember anything about it off the top of my head. You guys will see what I think when I record the gameplay footage. Let me know, what do you think of Silent Service? Is this a yay or nay? Regardless, I am happy with any NES game in my collection right now. Does that say Ultra? Yeah, so technically this is another Konami game. So that's cool because it has the Ultra imprint there. Very nice. I know that this is one I see around a lot because, like I said, I know it is very inexpensive. So, Silent Service was released for the NES in 1989. It was published by Konami and actually developed by Rare, which is pretty cool. I did not know that. That's interesting. And I guess it's based on an old computer game by Sid Meier. I am not familiar with this game. I don't think I've ever played a submarine simulator before. This is another one I think I need to read the instructions. I need to take a look at the manual to understand what I'm doing. I was able to figure out how to move, how to go up and down in the submarine. I found some enemy ships, I guess, but I wasn't sure what to do. I didn't know how to engage. Yeah, I just hit a brick wall. But it seems interesting. I don't know if it's really something that's up my alley and that I'll really be interested in long term, but I'll at least, get a manual, try to figure out what I'm doing, give it a good shot, and see what I think. I'm interested, but I don't think that this is going to be one for me in the long run. Pretty sweet box. We will see what the totals are, but we'll do a quick recap before we go. We have Silent Service on the NES. We have Tetris 2 on the NES as well. And then we have Track and Field 2 on the NES. And then for the Atari, we have Sword Quest Earthworld. We have Space War. We have Real Sports Volleyball. So, not a bad box. I think my pick of the box, honestly, it's probably, one, Tetris 2, because like I said, this is one of the games I had when I was a child, and at the very least with my collecting, I want to collect all of the games that I owned when I was a child. And Space War, because off the top of my head, I can't remember what this is. I'd like to collect as many of the Atari games as possible, and this is some good old-fashioned early gaming space goodness, so I'm excited about that. Let me know if you guys play this. Do you know anything about it? Tell me what it is. So let me know what your pick of the box is. So I've been having a blast doing too many boxes, and I can't wait to share more with you guys next year. It's hard to believe that it's the end of 2023. Madness to me, but I'd say I'm pretty happy with that box. Any new NES and Atari games are good in my book. At least they weren't all like sports games or anything. Silent Service, like I said, it might be a good game. I cannot remember. I just know that it is a cheap game. Track and Field 2, again, it's good to have because it's Konami. I'm pretty happy with the box. Good Christmas box. And again, I want to wish you guys all a happy holidays. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.